That's the next video. So let's see what Rambam says. Maimonides says as follows: and if a king will arise from the house of David, who will be assiduous in the study of Torah and be involved, make a business out of the mitzvahs to get other people to do it, like his father David, according to the written and oral Torah, and he will induce all of Israel to go in its ways and to strengthen its breaches, and he will fight the battles of the Lord of God, he is assumed to be the Messiah. If he did this and he was successful, built a temple in its place, gathered all of Israel, he is certainly the Messiah. And then he will correct the world to serve God together. As it says, for then I will transform all the nations into one clear language, that they should all call out in the name of the Lord, in the name of God, and to serve him in one path. However, it says, but if he was not thus successful, or he was killed, then it's known that this is not the one that the Torah has promised. And he is like all other kings from the house of David that are whole and kosher, that died. And God has only placed him before us to test the public. As it says, from those that are wise they will stumble, in order to purify, to sort things out and to clarify, and to purify until the end of days. For still there is time for this thing to happen. Furthermore, it says also Jesus the Nazarite, who imagined that he would be the Messiah and was killed by court. Daniel has prophesied about him, as it says, they will stumble, they will try to force the issue but stumble. So where's the stumbling block with Jesus? It says, what greater stumbling block could there be? For all the prophets spoke about Messiah, that he will redeem Israel and save them, and gather all of their scatterings, and strengthen the commandments. And what did Jesus do? He caused the destruction of Israel by the sword. How many tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions of Jews were murdered in his name? And to scatter their remnants and to humiliate them. So instead of bringing them to the land and bringing them up to a higher level, caused the embarrassment and the scattering of Israel, and to transfer the Torah into something else. They went ahead and said that there's a new covenant in place of the Torah, and to fool the entire world that they should worship a God besides the Lord. So this is only part of what Rambam says. We'll get to the end of what Rambam says, but apparently, if you take the first part, it says if he wasn't so successful, or if he died, if he's killed, then he's not the Messiah. So then clearly he can't be the Messiah if he dies, right? How could that be? If that's the case, that's the point of what he's saying over here in this second part of the halacha. So then why doesn't he say this by Jesus? That Jesus stumbled because he caused the people to believe in a dead Messiah. If Messiah cannot be from the dead, then this is a great stumbling block, especially if it's such a terrible thing as Professor David Berger has said, that this demands ostracizing anybody who believes this. So why doesn't Rambam say it over there? That's his whole point. You have to now wait for the answer.